Wait.
I made a promise that we would work together to take back Thracia.
I didn't recognize anybody. Matt Crash called it right. Matt Crash said this was a Thracia banner because last year we didn't get any Thracia banners.
Life or death.
I hope you have life or death. Wait, I didn't look at his skill kit. Villager of Is you good?
In my skill with a bow. I will try my best not to be a burden to you.
Oh, so that's Ronan. Yeah, I've heard people talk about him in the past. Indignant Bow, Rally Speed Res Plus, Swift Stance 3, Joint Drive Speed. Good fodder at least. I couldn't read that in that split moment, so. Willful Princess.
I am Miranda, Princess of Ulster.
I love our voice actress. She sounds so prim and proper. Is this our demote? Wait. We just got Noel, and Noel's really good. So, competition.
I'm Sara. I know all there is to know about you.
I'm sorry, what? Sara looks like she's 6 years old and sounds like she's 25. We haven't had a moment like this since Lachesis in the first gen. Oh, well, that's a story spoiler, but I think most people recognize. Oh, wait, what? Miranda, Willful Princess, is also part of the 4-star focus, so yeah. Okay, well, that was interesting. A Thracia banner. That's why I was quiet, because I actually didn't recognize a single character. And if you recognized any character because you played Thracia, congratulations, you are a pirate. Just don't talk to the FBI about this and you'll be fine. There is still no official release of Thracia, right? I'm not going crazy. I think that's the case. Anyways, so Matt Crash was right. We had no Thracia banners last year, so calling a Thracia banner sometimes was fair. It was a smart move, so got it right. The Villager of Is Ronan, another blue archer. I've never been a fan of colored archers, especially Crom, because Crom sucks. Crom sucks because he's so good. How about that? Someone was probably not taking me seriously there. He looks pretty basic. I kind of wish that more heroes in this game got unique animations because that draw and everything was kind of more boring. Miranda's going to be our demo, so this is interesting to me because she's going to be competing against Noah immediately. Roar Serpent. I'm going to expect her to be like what? Lou? Red Lou? Just with better stats is what I'm thinking. By the way, she looks super cute and sounds pretty proper. Okay, I'm pausing it right here. How old, chat, how old do you think she looks? Our Miss Lady of the Loptyr. Because Sara sounds like she's way older. It's another one of those instances where the art doesn't match the character at all. 7, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, 13 at most. I'm with you guys right there. Like, she sounds way older than she actually looks. We haven't had this happen since, like, Lachesis. Unless you count Resplendent Lucina. But we generally don't have, like, characters like this off. You can argue, like, Momori from TMS. Momori looks quite a bit younger, but she was always going to be young, so at least his voice sounded proper, right? But, yeah, Sara, that throws me off. This isn't...
So Sara continues the trend of little girls having grown woman's voice. Guess all Feh 4/5 girls have this syndrome.
It surprises me, but I don't know. The artists really should just
played Thracia, but even it took me a couple of seconds to remember who these characters were. I'm also kinda unimpressed by how the characters look as well as their animations.
Yeah, all the animations are plain. Though I don't know if you recognize all of them. Congratulations. No, the important thing is the very next chapter. We're already fighting Fenrir. For real? He's already here. He's gonna be a Lancer, 43 HP. He's going to have all the ridiculous things that of all these new characters we've had. But wow, we're already beating him. All right. comes out January 8th, so in 3 days. Fafnir, not Fenrir, my bad. Whoopsies. Alright, let's go over the heroes properly now. Okay, Fenrir is the legendary wolf. Fafnir is the legendary dragon.
Shout out to is for making Fafnir a lance unit just to kill the 3 people that used TA refine Alphonse.
Oh, well, nobody uses TA fonts anymore, so thankfully it's not a big issue. Alright, anyways, Asbel has Graph Caliber.
We finally have a warping staff user PogChamp.
You wait, I haven't even read these. Okay, gamings, thanks. Graph Caliber, accelerate special trigger cooldown count -1, effect against flying foes. So that's already reminding me of like what, Merrick? If unit initiates combat or if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed, defense res +5, and neutralizes foes bonuses. 2 spaces an ally +5 all stats. That's pretty good. Neutralizes foes bonuses, pretty good. Special trigger cooldown count -1, pretty good.
Welcome, lol.
It's a pretty good tome overall, and thanks, gaming. It is nice to have another hero that is effective against flyers, but isn't this another green flyer? Yeah, it's another green anti-flyer hero. Mage. So he's competing with Merrick, but Merrick's accessible. Not gonna say Merrick's better, of course. I expect Asbel to be way better, but he's in the same category. Moonbow, whatever, is nice. Fury 4 is nice. Attack speed, defense, res +4. After combat, deals 8 damage to unit. You can run Desperation with this, but he also has Null Follow-Up. I hope he has really good defense, though. So it's looking like he has, between Fury 4 and his tome, 9 extra defense. The Null Follow-Up. I think this is meant to kill Brave Hectors, is what I see here. So maybe, but the problem, like, countering Brave Hector is, like, not everyone runs him, and if you go too hard in trying to counter one unit, you leave yourself open to other units. Because I don't think Asbel is going to be as scary for a lot of other units, right? So, yeah. He also has Speed Res Oath, which is surprisingly new. Speed Res +5. That's actually pretty good, but yeah, Oath skills are pretty decent. He's a decent hero. It's really, like, he's like the definition of decent. I don't really think, like, it's anything special. Yeah, the ability to take away bonuses is really huge. I see him being really good in ether raids against Brave Hectors. But again, not everyone runs Brave Hectors in cases where they don't... Like, your opponent has more flexibility than you do because they got to check out your team and then deploy a team based on what they see. So they can dodge him if they want to.
It's so fitting that Asbel has a reverse kind of tone from City is his master and Winds of Silas is a solo while Asbel's is a unity.
Ah, nice pickup, Axlush. Thank you, Nito. Thanks for follow. Thanks for pointing that out. Again, I haven't played Thracia. I don't know much of Thracia at all, to be frank. I know about Owen and Reinhardt, cause I kind of have to. But outside of that, I don't know much more. But thank you for pointing it out. All right, Ronan has Indignant Bow, effective against flying foes, grants res +3. If foe initiates combat or if foe's HP equals 100% at start of combat, grants attack +6 to unit, inflicts attack -6 on foe during combat, and also neutralizes penalties to units attack and bonuses to foe's attack during combat. Is that not just like a better spendthrift? If foe initiates combat or if foe's HP is 100% at start of combat, grants attack speed, attack +6 to unit, and attack -6 on foe during combat. Yeah, that's basically just spendthrift. Now, it can be broken, right? If you're attacking them and they are now 100%. But honestly, most battles are decided in one battle, and even if it's not, they've taken damage, in which case you should probably be able to finish them off anyways. So the neutralize penalties ability is really good. Res +3 is really good. So it feels like an improved spendthrift to me. Well, you're right. The restriction isn't irrelevant, and it will be factored into battle. But generally speaking, I think it's pretty good. The Res +3 trade-off, I guess, is... No, the Res +3 is just a really good bonus because you're not getting the hamperance on your special like you get in Spendthrift. So Indignant Bow just seems to me like a slightly better Spendthrift with some nullifications to bonuses and a Res +3. So I liked it. It's a good bow. It's a good bow. Considering the fact that, honestly, we've been suggesting Spendthrift Bow on any archer that doesn't have their own perf bow because virtually that's, generally speaking, the best bow for like any archer. So yeah, that's a good bow. Rally Speed Res Plus. Dual Rally Plus is always nice to have, especially if it's thrown in. Swift Stance 3. Oh, is this our last stance skill? Yeah, this is our last stance skill, isn't it? We got Kestro, we got Sturdy. We got Mirror. We got... I think this is the last one. So that's cool. Let's just throw it in, I guess. It doesn't quite fit Ronan, though, because his bow can be used on both phases, though it's more skewed to be used defensively because it's guaranteed to trigger defensively. But if you have this combination, you got attack plus 6 for unit, attack minus 6 on foe, and you got Swift Stance, additionally speed res plus 6, and then the guard ability. Oh, also, for the people who are correcting me on like Spendthrift being 7 attack and your opponent being minus 7, keep in mind Indignant Bow is 14 might, so you still get more attack on Ronan, and 1 less attack on your opponent is not a big deal. So I'll just say that much. Anyways, Swift Stance is fair, but I would honestly switch that to something like we'll see what he could really use well, but a push skill, a soul skill, probably a soul skill is what I would lean towards, because if you run double souls on him, and since he's a cav, wait, he's not, is he a cav archer? Am I going crazy? No, I was going crazy. What? Why was I thinking? As soon as I said that, like I mumbled it, I was just like, wait, hold on. If you run double souls on him, I think it's pretty decent as well, right? So attack speed solo, attack defense solo, you got a bunch of options. But I think Ronan, you can stack up a bunch of stats and deny your opponent from buffing themselves. Or sorry, not deny your opponent from buffing themselves. Deny them from debuffing you, right? Neutralize penalties to units, attacks, and bonuses to foes attack. Wait, it's actually both, so never mind, I'm going crazy. So, yeah, he's really, really good from that respect. Joint drive speed is just nice to have. So, if nothing else, he's good fodder. Oh, also going back to Asbel. Asbel? God damn it. Sorry about not getting their names right. I'm always bad names, but I think he could be really, really good, but it'll depend on his stats. Same thing with Ronan. It'll depend on his stat spread. Both of these archers have the Both of these range heroes have the makings of a really good hero. But it will depend on the stat spread to determine whether they'll be incredibly good. But yeah, I could definitely see their roles in the current meta. I don't think he'll give Chrom, Ledgering Chrom, a run for his money though. That's the thing. But then again, Ledgering Chrom can only be really used well on water season, so. And of course he can be used. Ronan can be used anywhere. Alright, Miranda. Miranda has Roar Serpent, Ardent Sacrifice, Seal Attack Res 2, and Speed Res Gap 3. Wow! I didn't pay enough attention, but there is nothing redeeming about this. Okay, Miranda is basically Mass Marth. At least that's how you should view her, because you should keep none of this stuff. What? Why? Seal Attack Res 2. This is the thing that drives me nuts. IS has this obsession with like putting every variant of a skill out in the game. No one's gonna use that, IS. No one is gonna use that. Give her something useful for her B slot. You don't need to put every variant of a skill in the game. You don't. I know they want to, but you don't. No one's gonna use that. So replace the Seal Attack Res 2. You might keep the Speed Res Gap. Fair enough, but just as well. If you're serious about Miranda, you would switch that for a smoke. You would switch that for, well, anything else, basically. You got a lot of options here that you could use. You could support your allies with drives, whatnot. Like, it doesn't really matter, but sure, you can keep Speed Res Gap. But remember, at start turn, grant Speed Res plus 5 to ally with the highest Speed Res total for 1 turn. I've never liked gap skills because they're always like improving the highest units. And say your highest unit is just like a hero of high speed and high res. It doesn't really add anything to them because they're already taking like no damage and are outspeeding everybody. So gap skills have always been a bit weird. It's only really good if your entire team is kind of mediocre across the board, in which case then it will actually be pretty useful. Anyways, Ardent Sacrifice is complete bummer. Roar Serpent is complete bummer. So if anything, I think you take Noel's Tome, Roar Fox, and put it on Miranda, and then you go build her from the ground up, right? You could go super simple with like Fury Desperation. You can go Swift Sparrow with the Roar Fox. So you got a few options, but I expect her to be pretty quick considering she's doubling the Green Mage. I think her stat spread will be pretty good, and I think she'll be worthwhile using overall. If nothing else, she's cute, so. I think he gives, I think she gives Ewan a run for his money, most likely.
You know who Miranda will resemble. You and they are both S archetype in their games and both have the same weapon.
Well, there you go. That sucks for Ewan. God damn it, I can't say his name right. It sucks for him because I feel like not very many people used him in the first place, and he's 5-star locked. And the problem here is because Miranda's released so late, she'll have the stat advantage over him. So most likely just the free-to-play Ewan then. Sorry, what am I looking at? What the hell is this? Where did the hero go, chat? Where? It's just a wall of text. I don't even see anything in the background. It's just a wall of text. We finally reached a day, chat, where your entire screen fills up with text. We've done it. We've made it to the promised land where all you can do is read. I can't even tell what class she is because it's covered, but I know it's a staff user, guys, come on. But you know what I mean, like the entire background is covered. You can't tell what she looks like anymore. You can't tell how much damage she's doing. You can't tell what she's attacking. Okay, you can kind of tell, but you know what I mean. This is by far the biggest text box I've ever seen. All right, well, Kia Staff calculates damage from Kia Staff. Killed an action staff. Kia Staff calculate damage from staff like other weapons. Cool. At the start of turn, if penalty is active on any allies within 4 spaces of unit, excluding unit, grants attack speed +6 to ally with the lowest HP among them for 1 turn and neutralizes any penalty on that ally. What? If penalty is not active on any ally within 4 spaces of unit, targets ally with the lowest HP among them instead. What? What? Is that am I getting this right? Is that an automatic restore? So every turn, she automatically restores a hero. And that hero just has to be within 4 spaces. And then they get attack speed +6, as long as the lowest HP. It's an automatic restore. Oh boy. Oh, I can already see why it's so good. The entire point of this staff, the reason why it's so good is because a lot of dancers and refreshers have really low HP. So this automatically targets them. So you could basically guarantee your refresher is active in battle, which is important because a lot of the... And because this is not inheritable, it's something that only she can do. So that's actually really important. I'm not saying odd recovery is trash. I'm not saying this replaces odd recovery, considering odd recovery is more than 1 ally and it also heals as well. It's just, this is consistency. You can consistently keep your refresher active, which is really important. For me, nowadays, because of Milla, because of Bridal Fjorm, you can just lock down your opponent pretty damn easily, right? You take away their refresher, and you now have a free time. Like, you have a good time running over them. Now, it's not a big issue, because with the Kia Staff, you'll be fine. Of course, if you have a refresher of really high HP, which makes sense, because some of the refreshers, like... what's her name? Starts with S. I think starts with S. High HP refresher. Her name is Sylvia. I don't know. Why am I blanking on names? Sylvia, for example, this wouldn't work because Sylvia's HP is really high. But generally speaking, you could take advantage of low HP refreshers and keep them free. Okay, continuing on. Return Plus is a new healing ability. Restores HP equals 50% of unit's attack to target ally, and target ally moves to opposite side of unit. Whoa. That's actually really good. Oh my goodness. Oh. I could already see this messing up people, right? Because with Flame, we essentially got healing with drawback, and now we're gonna get healing with reposition. It's tricky to use. It is. So, for example, if she moves in front of her ally, and then she uses this, she restores, and now the ally has now been moved in front, and that ally can now potentially get in range to attack somebody while being at full HP. You can make interesting things happen with Return Plus. But the thing is, they have to be damaged because it's only healing HP. So, and it has to depend on the AI and how the AI utilizes this. So you got to really understand how to manipulate AI to make the most usage of Return Plus, and you got to build a team that would utilize it. Now, we've seen some really interesting things with Flame using we've seen some really interesting things with Flame specifically, because she would teleport across, heal, and then she drawbacks her ally forward, and now her ally is now in range of the enemy heroes and can attack. Like, we've seen like interesting things with Flame. I expected the same thing to happen with Return Plus essentially. But yeah, that'll be interesting. Additionally, there's attack speed push 4, which is really nice to have on a refresher, because that's the perfect A slot skill considering they can't use things like Fury, things like Swiss Barrel, things like that. So if you want to offensive A slot skill, this is basically it for refreshers. Or not refreshers, healers. And then she has Dazzling Staff 3, nice to have. Goes perfectly with Kia Staff, and then Joint Drive Res. So you don't have to kill her Ado guards anymore. If nothing else, this is really good fodder because you could just get Joint Drive Res and attack speed push. Yeah, like you would just kill off why am I blanking on names so much? Patrine. You would just kill off Patrine and you can grab both of those. Okay. Attack speed push 4 with Return Plus. You can take those skills as well. Good fodder at least. All right, chat. What do you think of the new banner? Sorry for making some mistakes. I've been streaming for 4 hours and hardly had rest last night, so we don't get a hint at our free hero. I don't think there is a free hero, considering I don't think there's a Tempest Trowel, so that makes sense.
Sorry, Sara, but imagine a flyer or a cavalry healer with reposition. This is way better than drawback.
Yeah. Well, here's what I think Axelos means, because that's not completely clear. If she were a flyer and she had aerobatics or something, and she could teleport forward and then use it, that would be interesting. The reason why it's so good on Flame is because Flame can use aerobatics and she can teleport, and then she can use her ability to move an ally forward. So if you run like ground orders and then it hits her and then she can now teleport forward, I think you can still make the same setup. It just takes more steps. What do you guys think of our first banner of the year? It comes out in just a few days, January 8th. You can spark for it, but I'll be honest, for me, this banner is all about stats. The heroes look pretty interesting to me. Asbel is probably a really good counter towards Brave Hector's. Ronan seems really interesting as well, but he's going up against, of course, Legendary Crom. And Ronan's interesting. I think if you run double souls on him, he's going to be really, really good. Miranda's probably the heroes I'm most excited about because she'll be demoted. And to be honest, for the longest time, we didn't have like good red mages. You basically just made Thracia and that was it. We just got null. So yeah, it's nice to have more variety there. So I expect her to just be red Rowan, and Rowan's pretty damn good. So yeah, she's basically a blank slate. You just build her however you want. I just don't think like this banner has like that killer hero. Is all, you know. I think Sara's cool. But yeah.
Also, couldn't they have bothered to create a better tome animation for Asbel's tome?
The thing is, like, I really wish they just did a bit more unique animations in general for characters. Like, I mean, I get it. I totally get it why they don't. Like, it takes money, it takes time. But it's not that. It shouldn't cost that much more. And for a player, it would mean so much more, is what I will say. So I kind of wish they did that. Anyways, I'm not pulling, but if you're pulling, good luck on it. It's cool. It's a Thracia banner. We didn't get one last year. We get one this year. I just kind of wish we started off with like a bigger, more popular bang. But I understand, like, if you're in the East or whatever, or not East or whatever, but if you're in the East, Thracia means a lot more to you, because it, you know, you could play it at release and it would have a bigger fan base. But in the West, Thracia is pretty much unknown, relatively to the other Fire Emblem games, going to the translation things. But yeah, that's a new banner.